Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
The following is a talk given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on May 14, 2010 in Houston, Texas. The talk was given at a home program.
Karoti Racha, Pangulangayategin, Yatkita Samahangande, Sigur Nidhana, Pavana Maru, Shri Chaitanya Ishram, Ayom Tat Sat. First, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. And I don't really live in Los Angeles. I'm staying there for some therapy, which Radha Swami asked me to stay. She asked me to stay there. So I'm staying, and I'm their guest, and the Solas, who the president, others are very kind to give me a place to stay. But my residence is Mayapur. And apart from that, I want to thank Shyam Sundar Das and Advaita Chandra Das and Kala Sudha and Kamamuka and Varg and others that have invited me to come here to Houston. So I'm here. This weekend is a special weekend for the place radiotherapy, so they're off on Monday. So they give me an extra day. I had a stroke in 2008 October in Bombay, so since then the left side of my face is still somewhat paralyzed. And the right side is not paralyzed, but it's weak. It's called paralysis. So I'll try to speak. I'm going to ask you after a few minutes if you have difficulty to understand it. And then I can have someone repeat it. If you can understand, then it'll take less time. I'm sorry. I think it's a little late here. Couldn't watch at 7 o'clock.
9:30.
Oh, you just
That's it.
huh. Actually, Colin Lucas said, "Oh, it's only 5 minutes to go from that house to this house, but how much time it takes to go from one house to another. In my condition, it's not 5 minutes." And they want to feed me prasad, they want to take a rest, and so like that. Well, yesterday was the last day of the Purushottama month. That was a special month, it happens once in 3 years. Now we're at the last half of the Vaishakha month. So Vaishakha is also a special month, not as special as Purushottam, which is 1,000 times Vaishakha, but it's 100 times the ordinary month. So this is still a good time for you to get some special mercy. So today, Pratipad, tomorrow is Dvitiya, and Sunday is the Tritiya. It's Akshay Tritiya. That anything you do Krishna conscious on that day, at last, for the entire duration of the universe. So, of course, you're doing it every day maximum, but in case you can do anything extra, then day after tomorrow, you get unlimited benefit. So today you get 100 times. While you're gathering together, you get 100 times the normal. Any other Saturday or Friday, what day is it? Friday. Any other Friday, compared to that, you get 100 times today because it's Vaishak month. So in Vaishak, there's the 3 months that are sacred in our calendar. They're special. One is Vaishak, one is Kartik or Damodar. And that you know because we all offer lamps. Actually, Kartik month is more celebrated by ISKCON, but they don't know so much about Vaishak. But Vaishak and Magh, these are the other 2 sacred months. So, you can get some. I wrote the proper ones. What can I do to get on the Kartik one? He said, well, you're a sannyasi, you're doing 16 rounds a day and you're attending all the programs. So you're a regular customer. So you're already going to get maximum benefit. But for those, this is especially like some of the shops. Some they have a special, really big special sales. Have you ever seen sales? 50% off, 70% off. Even if you don't want, you think, maybe I want something. Because it's such a deal, 70% off. So think if the sale was there, 99% off. You could buy a Mercedes-Benz car for $300, brand new. Jim, she thought. So that's the kind of, so this month of Vaishak is like that. You get 100 times. So it's a good time to for those who are not able to chant 16 rounds or do everything very carefully all the time. At least in this month you can do something extra and you get more benefit. There was once a couple, and this is mentioned in the Padma Purana. So the husband, he was very sad because he wanted to have children, he wanted to have wealth, but he had no money and no children. So he told his wife, I think I'll go to a foreign country and there I'll do something and I'll save him money. The wife said, well, I have no children, I have no money, and if you go, I'll have no husband. So better you stay here and whatever we have, anyway, why are you so upset about not having children? Because you don't know for sure the child will be good. There's 5 types of child. There's a child due to bad karma, who causes a difficulty to the parents. There's a child due to the debt. That means that you owed someone money, so they become your child, so you can pay back the debt. So they always want to get from their parents. And there's a child who's an enemy. He's an enemy of the family, and he becomes a child just to cause trouble. So 3 kinds of children are there to cause you trouble. And then there's a Suputra, or Suputri, who are actually the very good children. They want to serve the parents, they listen to the parents, they perform the Shraddha ceremony for the parents and so on. So, and then the 5th kind is called Udasin. So that they're not really interested in the family at all. They're Udasin, they're what you say in English, indifferent. Very good. So they could, in other words, they could care less about the family. So you can say they're neutral. They don't want to cause trouble to it. They don't want to do anything good to it. So she said to him, so only of the 5, 4 are not so good. Only one kind is good. So why should you be so disturbed? But he wasn't listening. He really wanted a child. So then the wife had an idea. Listen, I heard that Vishishta Rishi, who is a great Rishi, he is visiting the next village. Why don't you go and talk to him? He can tell you what your karma is, why you're not having children, money. So he went to see Vishishta Muni. And then he bowed down and what to his capacity he offered respect and worship to the Rishi. You know, Vishishta, he was president at the time of Ramachandra. He's one of the Rama Rishis. So, okay, now, who can understand what I'm saying? Right? Who can understand? So you need some, should I have if I just speak a little slower, will it be easier for you, or you want someone to repeat it? I get the person next to her, I think she's the only honest person. But Sally understood. They laughed. So he went down and he asked the Shishta Rishi, why don't I have money? Why don't I have children? And then he said, after us, because he was a tree called Gani. He knew past, present, and future. So he said, in your previous life, you were a Sudra, and you were rich, but you didn't spend money on the wife or the kids. Wives will notice, remember this. Because of that, in this life, you have no children and no money. I said, that makes sense. How did I get a good wife? I got a really good wife, and I was born in a Brahmana family. So he said, I don't see anything good in your karma. One thing you did, on the month of Vaishak, you invited some Vaishnavas to your house. You fed them and you had some program. So somehow, for 3 days, in the month of Vaishak, you did some auspicious things. And therefore, you got a good wife and you're born in a Brahmana family. You know what? Chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So he surrendered and he became a devotee. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sridhasani Gaura Bhattavinda. There's a lot of stories about Ram Hari Ram. And today I was just like, I don't know, just thinking about Ram Hari Ram, I was so much inspired. One thing, you see, he is one of the original colored boys. I mean, Sri Ram, I think he's the brother of Radharani. So, there it said that he would meet with his disciples and other devotees, and they would discuss. They were given a certain area to preach in by Lord Nityananda. So he would see a map. Well, what about this village, are they Krishna conscious? Do you have a Nalhat there? I said, no, we don't have one. Why not? Nobody from that village is coming. What about this neighboring village? So that one we have a Nalhata. So let's do a festival there for 1 week. Drava, Kirtan, Prashad. We'll, no holds barred. We'll flood the area. And that village cannot avoid, they have to go there to see. It's such an ecstatic festival. Let's flood them with Krishna prema. And then you take the context. And then someone in the village will become interested. And then you'll make a Nalhat in that village. So, okay. Jai Nitai! Jai Nitai! Jai Nitai! And they would have a festival they call Sridham Ram Das's a program. So like how from the spiritual world, from Goloka Vrindavan, how the associates came down and they were planning with Lord Chaitanya. All with Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya, how to spread the Sankirtan movement. So someone asked me, well, how do you spread the movement in America? And you see, of course, my Guru Dr. Desh is mainly Indian Asian. But I thought, well, Prabhupada did tell me to travel around the world. But as far as America, everybody is attracted by some different thing. I met some young lady, and she said when she was 11 years old, she saw the Sankirtan party chanting Harinam party. So she wanted to go there and watch. But her parents said, no, don't go there. No, I won't repeat what she said, but something crazy. So, but she never forgot. And then when she saw the Sankirtan party, Harinam party again, she decided to join it, to ask them what's it all about, and she became a devotee. And some people get books, and the books wait a long time. Some people you must have office. Like those of you who are devotees, you'll have office colleagues, or you'll have fellow students who are devotees, who are interested. So you tell them about Krishna, and this way bring them to the temple. And I said, every system, every way attracts somebody. So you try all the ways and attract, like having Nalhatas. Even like I went in Augusta, Georgia. There was a Nalhata held there by one, or he was a Brahmin from Rajasthan. So he invited one of his friends, was a major in the local army base. So he was a major. And they were sitting in Nalhat chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So, what will attract the people? The sky's the limit. Two girls, they distribute books in Los Angeles area. So they asked me, what service can they do? So I don't want to disturb their Sankirtan books. So one day they're free. I said, okay, that day you can do this and that. Other days, you only one lila per day. So they come and they read out lilas of the Sankirtan. And their lila, like Lord Chaitanya, in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, it states, Adhyatila lila, Kori Gora Rai, Kono Kono Bhagavan, Dekhi Darithai. That Lord Chaitanya's lila is still going on today, and those who are fortunate, they can see it. So this Sankirtan lila is going on, and there was So one of the girls, she told me that she was there in someplace in Missouri, and then they stopped at a gas station, and one of the girls was filling up the tires with air, and she went and talked to a young man that he should take a book, some book called Liberation Beyond Birth and Death. So he said, if you read this book, if you keep it, you'll be able to achieve liberation. So the person who bought the book, he kept it. And then she heard this pop, pop. She said, oh no, the girl rushed the tires. She looked around and she saw that some other guy come up and shot the guy. He was still holding Prabhupada's book in his hands. Shot him twice in the head with a pistol. Maybe it's some drug related, I don't know. She didn't know why, but for some reason he was shot holding Prabhupada's books. So just by holding the book and dying, in that book there's Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. So either he achieved liberation or at least he'll be born as a human being. There's more to the story, but that's the essence. When I was in the, when I had a stroke, they first Gopal Krishna Maharaj and Rana Swami and a number of leaders there in Bombay, they decided the closest hospital was the Hinduja hospital. So they took me there. After like 50 days or so, I was released and I went to the ISKCON hospital, the Bhakti Vedanta hospital. So there, they have a spiritual care department. So also they come to my room every day with the Jagannath, Balaram, and Subhadra. So I make them tell me one lila a day, because they're making like 25 to 30 devotees a month. So one of the spiritual care reps told me that she went to the ICU, the intensive care unit, and there was a person from Delhi, and but he was getting a veteran. He had all kinds of magazines, Sai Baba and Brahma Kumaris and different spiritual organizations. So she said, oh, you're interested in spiritual life. You have all kinds of newspapers or magazines. He said, well, I'm interested, but I have one question. Every group says their founder is God. So who is actually really God? You know, we had the same question. We read the Bhagavad Gita, and there Krishna says, Ang Sarvasya Bhava, everything is coming from Him. He's actually God. Really? The Bhagavad Gita says that? Yes, sure. Can you show me? Sure, you look at it. And they show it in the Bhagavad Gita. Oh, that's what I always wanted to know. Who is God? So he began to chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So like that, I would get a story every day. One day he told me, the nurse, I forget which floor, second or third floor, where they had a library of Prabhupada's books. She was on the night shift. She fell asleep. The nurses on the night shift are not supposed to fall asleep. But she fell asleep. And Prabhupada came to her dream and told her, why don't you read my books? You're sleeping here. You're on duty. Why don't you read my book? So she woke up, she was startled. there, since that time, she's reading Prabhupada's books. She said, Prabhupada came visit me and told me to read his books. Prabhupada ki, Prabhupada ki, Prabhupada ki. Like that. So I told some of these stories at the Puranyatra Radha Swami. And he said, I don't even hear all these stories. Because I was there for like 2-3 months, so I could every day hear a new lila. So now they're going to publish a book of all these pastimes. Very interesting. One more lila. You see, there was a lady. She was, you can say, unbeliever. Now, her father was in the ICU also, but he had a 4th stage of cancer. So that's hopeless. There's usually no one recovers from 4th stage of cancer. So they are reading to him the Bhagavad Gita. And they ask her whether you'd like to read the Bhagavad Gita for your father. So she said, well, how much will it cost? No, you can have the Bhagavad Gita free. So we're not free. Yeah. I thought all religious organizations were simply after money. Money. No, you can have the Bhagavad Gita read for your father free. Really? So she had this conception that all religions were just money hungry. So they said, no, you can read the Bhagavad Gita free. Read it. Help your father to go back to Godhead. So she began to read the Bhagavad Gita. And her father became very, very peaceful hearing the Bhagavad Gita. So later, they brought this lady to see me. And she said, I'm a changed person now. I chant in 8 to 16 rounds of Japa Hare Krishna every day. And I send many friends and people to the to this hospital. And I also sponsor they have a feast on Mondays. The Monday feast sometimes. So here this lady, she became a changed person. Like that. Not always the patient, but sometimes the caregiver or the relatives, they become devotees. I could tell you so many pastimes. So I was very thankful that I mentioned last year in the Prabhupada Vyas Puja offering. Very grateful for the great service that Radha Swami was doing there. In any case, how to make me, I don't know whether they would accept to do that in America, but to do that, to have the spiritual care department is something that I'm trying to get it sponsored by different hospitals in India. One hospital in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, in my zone, they agreed to have a spiritual care department. So, like that, how everybody is an individual. So, you can reach them by your individual efforts. Like, when they see me, they say, oh, here's a sannyasi. They get afraid maybe. But as a grihasta, you have the opportunity to invite a guest to your house, to feed them Krishna Prasad. They can say, oh, they got a nice house here, they got a car, they got a job, all the things I have. But they're happy because they're Krishna conscious. So like that, you can also spread Krishna consciousness. One by one, to your friends, to your work colleagues, to your neighbors, and you don't have to even say a word. Just the fact that you are a friendly, sane, nice person, and you are Krishna conscious. that's enough. That goes the first step. And they know that if they have any question, here's a spiritual person. I was having one lady, one disciple, she works at AT&T. So, one day, one lady came and said, I know you're a spiritual person. My mother died. I don't know how to deal with it. Can you tell me something about life and death? You know, there are people, like Americans, it's amazing how few know what is life, what is death, what is the Atma. They really need to know. I heard recently someone told me, Vaisheshika said, they're the most lonely people. I'll let him comment on that. I don't have as much. But they need this kind of satsanga. So it'd be nice if you also can reach out to your fellow Americans, fellow people. I'm not an American anymore. I'm an Indian. I have an Indian passport. He's an American. Actually, we're not this body. We're neither American or Indian or Russian or Chinese. We're spirit souls. That's what the Prabhupada taught us. So, it's kind of unfortunate that we have to take different passports to stay in one country or another. It's probably the same, just like you have some house you go to, they have a big dog. Like that. You go to the country and say, where's your passport, where's your visa? So, Marco Polo, he wouldn't have been able to discover so many places that they had all the restrictions. So in any case, we want to try to reach out to everyone, and we want to practice ourselves, our Krishna consciousness. So be very careful. Take advantage of this Vaishak month, of this month of this day coming up on Sunday, the Akshaya Tritiya, and chant Hare Krishna and Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So if anyone has any question, do you have internet connection here?
Yeah, finally. 10 minutes ago.
You got?
Got it. Yes.
How many are watching the internet?
2 people.
2.
Yeah, I got internet actually 9 minutes ago. So I got program with it.
Huh? It's America, no internet. In Idaho, you get a choice. 5 or 6 different internet. Idaho, we have so many internet. Did they get class in Idaho? Yours? 280, 300. So any question? Look, any question?
Very personal, but I can ask you to say you gave all of your instructions and you write things in your class. So anything specific you want to tell for our family?
I just said, very personal, very personal. So, let me tell you later, personally. Now, since you are connected to the youth, they may be shy, but they may ask you some question sometime. So, you can tell me a question that you hear often, but you think will be influence to the general public. Otherwise, for your family, Well, yeah, I'm very happy to see you this year. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. And they having such a nice program. So, Prabhupada, he encouraged us that, like Lord Nityana, Lord Advaita, he would regularly have Gita Bhagavatam class in his house, and he would have people come by. If you have this kind of program, I'll be very happy. How often you have it, that's up to your president. I don't want to say that. If you have any question that you hear often, any hand over here? Does everybody eat prasad yet? Do they have the feast started?
Not everybody got prasad.
Oh, you ran out?
We have made plates. As soon as class is over, we can bring plates to all.
Oh, you can give them now. You know who they are. This question became informal. Is Mohini? I heard you're the head of the girls' students field group. Is Mohini? So, what are the questions that the ladies often ask you? Yeah? Kind of like?
It's just related to your class. It's not really a question, but it's just a confusion I sometimes have. Like I've had through my work and through friendships, brought people, non-Indian friends to the temple, and sometimes they just immediately they think, they think like one of them thought that I only became a devotee because my husband's Indian. They don't really see this as something that's not for Indians when they come to the temple. So it's kind of hard to find that, like, what can we do to kind of create a space for people who are Indian?
Well, I know that you are a devotee before you married your husband, and the only reason he married you was because you're a devotee. So you got it all wrong. But sometimes inviting to the temple is a big step, because for the Indians it's like it's our home. We're used to this type of temples, but for the other American public, a temple, there's a lot of questions, a lot of doubts, a lot of ideas come in their mind. So sometimes you come to a house program first. Is easier for them to adjust to, because they visit houses, and a house like this is a house like any other house. So, and sometimes take them to the house program, invite them over, and give them a little background first, and then they can say, "Well, you really want to go to the temple? We worship deities." These are not idols. We explain why you don't consider them idols, why the deities are brought down, they're avatars, and that in our belief, if you just worship something by imagination, that's also idol worship. Like I heard in India, someone, because there's no, you can offer a goat to Kali, but there's no one you can offer a chicken to. So someone liked chicken, so he wanted to, he made up a goddess to offer chicken to. But such a goddess doesn't exist. Tetish Koti Devata, she's not there. So, like that, that's idolatry. You can't just imagine something and make it up. So sometimes they need a little bit of preparation before they see, and they want to find some excuse why not to believe. So like that, if you prepare them a little bit, having this experience, you can know that, well, if they go to the temple, maybe they'll see all the Indians and they'll think it's only for Indians. But Krishna is for everyone. Krishna is there for all people. It's not that he's only he's the gods of Indian. Like here they have H.H.Jayapataka Jagannath. So and last I saw that. Here's also Jagannath. Yeah, awesome. So he Jagannath, he's Lord of the universe. He's not Lord-enough. He's not Lord of only Indians. He's Lord of everybody. So, like that. Or if you don't want to think your question, you can write it down. But like this, sometimes it takes. I had this point brought up that for some people coming to the temple is like a cultural shock, because if they're not used to it, like that's why maybe Indians they like our temples because they're like Indian temples. At least they're like a North Indian temple. Some South Indians they're used to like Balaji, you have to line up here, so they this is too old. Apart from those minor differences, generally you're getting the same original culture here. But maybe the Western people, they don't understand, they don't pass it off. So if you tell them, if you know the kind of doubts they have, they say, I became a devotee and then I met my husband. He was the temple president. I remember you were distributing the prashadam in Cape Town. You were cooking for the Cape Town University, and I had visited there for a couple of years because of my sickness. But they tell me that they extend this program. Last time I was there to 3 different universities. I went through my university. She was doing the one university, now they do 3. And tens of thousands of plates of prashadam every month. But this Cape Town University, the ISKCON, I forget what they call it, Bhakti Yoga Club or something, is the second largest student organization. So they actually give a room to the students, they give permission to give out plates to the members. So this is all started by Guru Mike. Recently, not so recently, a few years ago I heard that his name Bob Jobs of the Macintosh computers. When he was a down-and-out student, he used to get some prashadam from the Hare Krishna temple, and also Bill Gates. So he gave a $10,000 check to one of the ISKCONs. So he wrote a note to Bill Gates. You should please also give a donation. So, of course, he's down like that. He was the richest man in the world. Now he's maybe the 3rd or 4th richest. So he got to get a check. So he also took up prashadam. And then I recently heard last night, the night before last, someone said, last night from Brigapati, he said that his friend was the BDT archives, that they didn't have any money to set up the archives. So they thought, well, let's go and ask the bank for a loan. but they had no collateral, no job, nothing. So normally, if you don't have collateral, you don't have a job, you don't get a loan. But they went, and they said, $80,000, you want to build a house and the archives. You got a stamp? I said, okay. Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Why did he give us a loan? We don't have any collateral. He said, well, when I was a down-on student, I used to go to Dean to Florida University, and they would feed me regular prasad. So I always felt indebted. So I wanted to get healthy, guys. And I think he'll tell me that. So how much prasad and all these little things help? Although you can't tell, So it's not saying that. What works in America? Some things work for some people, some for others don't work. So if you know that, okay, these are the kind of questions, the kind of doubts they may have, the next time you take some before you get in the temple, you want to see, prepare them what they're going to see, what your belief is, and like that. So then they would know what to expect. And I think that applies to everybody. Do you think I had a question yet? Let's see, the men do better. Not just here, men and women, they outnumber you. So, men's youth leader, do you have any question? Wow, see?
I guess apply to all these. What should be our most important focus and our most important?
Now, his question is, what should our focus be? What is the most important issue for the youth? You see, the youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow. So it's very important why your youth, on one hand, to gather as much Krishna conscious knowledge as possible. Also, as a youth, you have a lot of energy. Now, this energy can be misused, or it can be used. So if you use your energy, like the nice kirtan here, nice kirtan, they're receiving also in the airport. They got a provision and they receiving in the airport. Let's get them to leave. Haribol. 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 Someone was saying that here in Houston, there's 100,000 Indians, and the Westerners, the ethnic Americans, the busters of Latins, and we know them share. So the Westerners are there, are very much open while they're students in the university. But once they graduate, this is also the Bible belt to the young fanatical Christians. So if you can reach the people when they're in the student period, that will be nice. And then hopefully they won't be they won't be against us. Maybe some of them will become devotees. Youth is youthful period. I have like one of the children of Prabhupada's disciple. He's doing some help for me in LA. He came from Florida. So he's 19 years old. So I was thinking that when I was 19, I went from California to Canada to meet Prabhupada He was in Montreal at that time. So there I met Prabhupada, and I thought my parents would be very happy. I told my parents, look at now I'm Hare Krishna devotee. Now I get all my bad habits. I'm vegetarian and this, that. So my father, he wrote, if you really come back, I reject you as my son, and he turned my name over to the draft. So I go back to America, I become a draft dodger, I get arrested and sent off to Vietnam. So I asked Prabhupada, what should I do? And he said, well, fight in the American army or fight in the Christian army? I think it's better if you fight in the Christian army. So there I am. Although I was in the naval and army reserves, I opted for Christian army. So, and then 2 weeks after the initiation, I was made the 10th president of Montreal. So I wrote to Prabhupada. I was very young, I was 19 years old. How can I be the 10th president? And he wrote back to me, you are not this body. You have to serve the Guru. Why do you think you should do this service? And so on. So I just accepted what Prabhupada said. So there we had a big opportunity as a youth. I was 19, I was 10th president. I got the ISKCON registered in Canada. That registration is still valid today. So, like this. Now, our temples have presidents and managing committees, but youth, they can set up school organizations, college, bhakti yoga groups and so on. They can infiltrate the vegetarian group. In Malaysia, our devotees entered the vegetarian society, and they became within a few years they became the management council. One lady became so there's all kinds of things you can do. I try to, you take your beliefs, you try to expand them and project them out, and this is the best use of your youth. Haribo! The first time I came to the temple in San Francisco, at that time there were 3 temples, San Francisco, New York, and Montreal. At that time I met Tamal Krishna Raj. I didn't talk to him when I saw him. So later I was associated with him in India. There someone advised me that when you see the Guru, you should glorify him, you should humble yourself, and you should ask a question. So I always, every time I go, I say, Prabhupada, you're the most merciful. Prabhupada, I am the most fallen. Please have your mercy on me. So I asked for a blessing. So he looked at me and said, you are not the most anything. Like every day I would see the monks, he'd come to Mayapur. And so every time I'd see him, I'd ask it, I would glorify him. So after a while, sometimes he would say things that I didn't expect. So those stuck in their mind. Prabhupada was very merciful. Like one time, he was invited to go to the, at that time the World's Fair was in Montreal. It was called Terra des Hommes, the man in his world. So he said, what is this? Man in his world. It's not man's world, it's God's world. Why do you think it's man's world? Anyway, he went to the fair, and they gave one a guide, French Canadian. She had her hair all done up, fancy. I don't know how much it cost, but it must cost a lot. So here we were all wearing shirts, wearing saffron, shaved heads. We looked like we were from some other planet. So she would say that she would want to say, and Prabhupada was saying that one elderly Indian, one all young Westerners, and then Prabhupada turned to her and said, "You have a very nice hairdo." Oh, really? Oh, yes, it's very nice. So she Prabhupada knew how to break the ice and just engages in small talk. And she the tension broke, and she was a very nice lady, actually. So she was there to guide. And she didn't know what to say. So Prabhupada was like that. He was expert at breaking the ice, opening the lines of communication. So Prabhupada ki, Prabhupada ki, Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, can you tell us about the historical significance of the Vedic planetarium in Mayapur?
The historical significance. Well, of course, this year the temple of Vedic planetarium was officially re-inaugurated by the DDC. They phoned me up and asked me to speak a few words over the mobile phone at the open. And the work is going on. The idea was that in the early 1970s, Prabhupada wanted to make a temple of Vedic planetarium. Because he said, well, in India, if you build a regular temple, one of the reasons is they couldn't support, because, as you know, India is what they call a secular country, where they don't officially do things for any religion, except, of course, they do for the minorities, and not for the. But in any case, the other reason is Prabhupada wanted to show that Vedic astronomy and Vedic science was good science. And if they can believe in the Vedic astronomy, the observable reality, that it is verifiable, it is profitable. And then maybe they'll also believe in the aspects of the universe which are beyond their ability to know. So that's the basic idea. And the late Sariputta Prabhu, he was a PhD from Cornell, so he was a mathematician. But he wrote several books. So he had discovered that a lot of the information in the fifth canto of Bhagavatam was scientifically verifiable. Like if you took the orbit of the different planets in our solar system, that the measurements give within a half a percent of the measurements that modern science believes to be true at all. So like this, he wanted to show the scientists that 5,000 years ago, when the Vedas were written, that they had information which was as advanced as any, and with all of our information now, it's proper. Even 200 years ago, we didn't have this information, but now we do. So that's one aspect of it. The other aspect that we would like to show also the aspects of the universe, the existence, which are not verifiable, like the Vaikuntha Haridham, Golokadham. These are areas beyond modern science.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.